Can you make your logo in Canva? The answer, surprisingly, is yes. But my friends, there are some really important things you need to know before you set out on the task of doing this in order to make sure it is fully legal for you to use, in order to make sure you're actually making a decent logo that looks professional, and to make sure you have something that's really versatile that you can use for your business practically, not just create that one time and then find out it's not really usable. I'm going to share with you do's and don'ts for logo creation. I'm going to share with you how to make sure you're saving your file type in the right way, how to avoid any legal complications, and some important tips around making your logo look professional and not an obvious DIY logo that you just did yourself. And that's what I'm going to cover in this video. So let's dive in. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jacqui and I am a professional graphic designer, bachelor qualified, been in the industry nearly a decade and a half, and today I want to share with you everything that I know about creating logos in Canva, because for the last 6 years I've been teaching business owners how to do just this. I have programs and courses, YouTube, that help business owners, everyday people, create their own branding and all of their ongoing graphics. And so I know a thing or two about this subject. I'm also a Canvassador. I've been using Canva for a bazillion million designs, not an accurate number, for many years. And so the first thing I want to share with you is, firstly, this is not legal advice. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just telling you what I know and what I found to be true. So I'm going to share with you a few tips, and they're going to be intertwined with Canva tips, as well as really important things you need to know if you are designing your logo. Because let's face it, as a business owner, you don't have an endless budget. Sometimes being able to design your own logo is a really strategic decision, and I get that, but you can't afford to get this wrong. A logo is a huge part of your brand, not the only part, which I'll share about as well. But when you do this correctly, you can have a brilliant professional looking logo that you made yourself that lasts you 5-10 years. I've had my own logo for 12 plus years now. Now, just a caveat, if I'm talking too fast for you, there is a playback button down the bottom of this video where you can choose how fast or slow you'd like me to speak. So if I'm going too fast, just toggle that button and make me a little bit slower, and it'll be perfect to your own pace. So my first tip, if you are creating your own logo in Canva, and it is a mistake I see so many business owners making, and is one of the key giveaways that you are just DIYing your graphics and didn't use a pro, is when you have a super complicated logo or icon in your logo. A logo is made up of 3 different parts. It's made up of your text or your logo type. It's made up of your icon, so a little illustration or graphic that will go with your logo, and your tagline. Now, some logos just have the logo type. This is okay. It's just a little bit less unique, but is definitely workable. And some might not have the tagline, and that's okay as well. I'm going to show you soon what different variations you must have for your logo. But for now, just knowing that you've got an icon part of your logo and you've got the word part of your logo. A lot of the times what business owners do is they put a lot of pressure on this icon to be everything. They want it to speak to their ideal client and to speak about every different little aspect of what they do. And when they do this and they try to put too much into their logo, into their icon, it starts to look overcomplicated and the logo is no longer versatile. And you can imagine your logo needs to be versatile. It needs to look really great as your Instagram display picture. It also needs to look really great on a letterhead, but it also might want to look good on a t-shirt or on the sides of a billboard. And if you have a really complicated logo, chances are that it's actually going to be unreadable or unclear when you shrink it to be really small on a lot of the situations that we need it as business owners these days. So having an uncomplicated logo works really well for you. So I'm going to share with you some examples now of some of my students. I have courses and coaching programs that I use that help business owners design their own branding and graphics. And so some of these students have done these designs with me or with my team. Some of these students have done this all by themselves or with some support inside of my course. And so just a caveat, if you are sick of trying to do this alone, you're feeling like you're never ending up with something professional, but you don't want to fully outsource it, I'm going to put the links below to my different programs. I have a course that you can work through by yourself, jump in and get some support and make your own professional logo. Or if you want a more high touch program, I have a program called DIY Design My Biz. And if you want a more high touch program where we do it with you, you can join my program called the Co-Creation Design Club. Anyway, I digress. Let's look at some logos to show you why some of these are working. So you'll notice with a lot of these, if you pay attention to the ones with an icon, like this one here with the B, this one here with the flower, magnifying glass, the A, the heart, the little beautiful illustration, the squiggly wigglies, the heart, the eye, the garden pot, the seahorse, all of these are really quite simple illustrations. Most of the time, these are going to work when they get shrunk down to be really small. What a lot of business owners do is they try to add too much detail into their design. But the reason they're doing this is because they're putting too much pressure on this one little graphic to tell everything about their business. But I want to tell you something really important. Your logo is only one part of your visual brand. Your brand in general are is the totality of what your brand feels like. It helps to differentiate you from one business from another. And this includes your visual brand and your logo, but it also might include your brand voice, your brand message, your brand quality, your like so many different things. But then inside your brand visuals, it's not just your logo. It also includes your colors, your fonts, your illustrations, elements, photos, your style. And this is why we don't need to put all of our eggs in one basket when it comes to your logo and the icon. What I want you to do is think through your full brand. For example, this is one of my students and you can see her logo over here, but this isn't everything. You've also got her brand elements, you've got her brand colors, her brand fonts, her brand frames. There's so much to a full brand that when we take the pressure off the logo and actually think about the full brand, everything starts to come together. And it means that if you were to create a social media graphic, plonking your logo on it doesn't make it yours. Having a full brand makes it yours. And this is the kind of thing I teach in my program. So if you want some more support, you know where to find it. And so another example of this is my own brand. You can see I've got my logos, my colors, my fonts, my elements, and my graphics. But when you see my full brand all together, you're barely seeing my logo in my social posts or in my lead magnets or in my Facebook covers or my landing pages or my Facebook groups, my worksheets, mock-ups of my courses and my sales pages and my signature frameworks or my bonuses. What you're actually seeing in all those places is actually probably my logo 0 times. And what you're seeing is my full brand, all of those colors, those fonts, that style, all working together. So when you're making your logo, take the pressure off, do a really great strategic job with that logo, but know that your logo isn't meant to say everything. The next tip I want to share with you, which is very much a very Canva specific tip, and that's to not use Canva elements. But Jacqui, how do I design a logo without elements? I'm glad you asked, and I will show you. If I open up Canva here and I say, I want to create a logo, and I go to the template section here, it's got a ton of templates. And to be honest, a lot of these are really beautiful. Like if I insert this logo is really lovely. Or I could insert this logo here. Again, really lovely. Or this logo here, really lovely. But the problem is if you use any of these logos, guess who else is using them? Literally anyone in the whole world. It is no longer unique to you. If I just change the text on here to my own business's name, anyone else could use this same layout, this same kind of design. And this is what I want to say first is firstly, this is legal. You are very, very welcome to use this for your logo. But the problem is that your business will never be unique. You could never trademark this design. You could never fully own it. Someone else in the world may kind of co-own it with you. And honestly, your business deserves more than that. It deserves to be unique. It deserves to actually have something that's thought through and thorough and strategic. Like when I teach my students how to make logos, we go through a whole research process, a whole brainstorming process, and then the creation process. It's not just here's a cute design. We are creating designs that are going to stand the test of time and that are actually going to attract our audience strategically. And so I'd recommend avoiding using Canva templates. I'd also recommend avoiding using Canva elements. So say, for example, I wanted a logo that had a flower in it. I might type in flower into Canva's elements section and I might look for the really cute flower, and I wouldn't choose something super complicated because that's going to be really hard to make really small and usually isn't in the right kind of file quality, which I'm going to share with you soon. So even if I did choose something really simple like this one here, it's kind of cute, and I added in some text. This is kind of cute, right? But the problem is again, anyone could use this element. I don't own this element. It's not mine. I can never trademark it or copyright it. It's just a Canva element. So what I recommend doing is avoiding this if you can. You can use lots of Canva elements in if you've watched any of my content, you'll know I speak a lot about brand elements. You'll know, for example, in the brand I shared with you before, this isn't a Canva element in her logo, but these ones here, these are all Canva elements. And that's fine because we're just using these to decorate our graphics, not to be the main mark of our whole brand that we might want to trademark or copyright one day. And so what I recommend doing instead is either drawing your own logo, which yes, is actually a lot easier than you think, or using shapes. And so I'm going to go into a new page here and show you what I mean. Because at the crux of it, people forget this. Canva is just a design tool. People's like, oh, you're not allowed to design a logo in Canva. It's just a design tool. And if you use it like a design tool, not a pre-made system, you can use whatever you like and you can save it in the right formats too. And so, for example, if I go to my Canva elements on the side panel here and scroll down to shapes and click on this area, these are shapes. No one owns a square. No one owns a pentagon. No one owns a star. So I'm able to make these and use these and make them as my own. For example, even this logo here, when you look at the parts of it, it's just made up of a rounded circle, a circle, two squished rectangle shapes, and a line and a blur. Like these are all just shapes. Same with this one here. It's circles and circles and a star kind of shape. And that's not a fancy star shape. It's literally just a shape. So when you use plain shapes and bring them together in a really clever way, you can make your own brand and your own logo that you fully own, that's fully unique to you. Or for example, you could make your own logo. You could draw it. Say for example, Sandra here, she's actually an artist, so she was able to draw her own icon. And what she could do is draw that on paper, take a photo of it and bring it in. And what we do is we vectorize it. We create it into an image that's editable, and that can then she can use that going forward. Same with Ali here. She drew this little squiggle herself. Same with Beautiful Beginnings. We just drew this on a piece of paper. Or if you watched a recent challenge I did with my studio director, we actually created a logo head to head in 20 minutes. And I actually drew a flower that whole time just using Canva's draw features. There is a whole lot of options available to you. As long as you kind of start thinking outside the box and you're not just looking for the quickest solution, but you're looking for a professional solution that's going to stand the test of time and do your business justice to help it to grow, because that's what a good brand will do. The next really important point for you in this process is that DIYers often save their logo files incorrectly. That will make a huge difference to how your logo appears, because if you save it wrong, it's going to be hard for you to use and it's going to be pixelated or have a gross white background. So what I don't want you doing, for example, is say you've got this logo here you've made it all inside Canva, you've made some beautiful things, and yes, you can use fonts inside Canva. I'm going to press share and download. And I don't want you downloading it as a JPEG file. For example, a JPEG file is going to have a white box around it in the background. So let's download this. I'm going to download another bad version. Another bad version was if you save this far too small. So I'm going to actually make this into a really low file quality just to show you what I mean, and download that as well. And so these are those two files I just exported. I've just uploaded them back into Canva. You can see this one here. It has a box behind it. So if I ever wanted to use it, say on a slide just here, I could crop it down, but it's still got a box behind it. Ideally, it wouldn't have that. Ideally, it would be clear, and I'll show you that in a moment. The other option that people do wrong is they save it in too small of a file size. And so when you zoom in on this, can you see how poor quality that is? Just looks unprofessional and a bit feral. So we want to avoid that. How I want you to save your logo files, and I teach this in more detail inside my DIY Design My Biz course if you're looking for actually getting this perfect, is you can actually avoid the background. PS, this is a Canva Pro feature. If you don't have Canva Pro, you can just group it together and copy and paste it onto different designs. Like I could have made my logo here, copy it, open a new design, paste it in, and I've got my logo here to play with. That's obviously not ideal, but it is going to keep it high quality, and I can still change the colors of it if I need to. What I really want you to do is if you have Canva Pro, you can select your logo file, right click on it, and download selection. Now, I'm not going into this a huge detail because this is a whole module in my program, but in essence, just to give you an overview, you want to either save it as a transparent PNG. That's okay, not my biggest recommendation, but you can do PNG and then tick this transparent background option, which you can see is a Canva Pro feature, and download that. That way it's going to be relatively high quality and not have a background. But the best, the top tier, the GOAT, is that what people say, of what you should be saving this file as is an SVG. SVG, this one down here, SVG file, tick transparent background, press download, and I'm going to bring this and upload it back into Canva to show you what this is like. So this is my SVG file. Can you see up the top here, I've got these color options. I can change the color right inside Canva if I needed to make sure it suits whatever my needs are. And it's got a totally transparent background, and it is totally crisp and clear. And that's how a good logo file should be. You shouldn't be worrying about your logo file. And if it's high enough quality, the file type you save should be just that. So make sure if you have Canva Pro, you're saving it as a transparent SVG file. And the last tip I want to give you is a thing that you need to do. It's like it's no longer a don't do this, it's a make sure you do this. And that's to have lots of logo variations. And so variations are really helpful because remember how I said your logo, it doesn't just need to go on one spot. It might need to go on your Instagram display picture or your website favicon, or a bottom of a letterhead, or on an invoice, or on a t-shirt, or on a billboard, or on a cap, or on a flyer, or on a social post. Wherever it ends up, you actually need different variations to suit those different placements. And so these are the recommendations I would have for you when you're creating your logo. Now you can create more. Sometimes if you work with a professional, they give you a ton more, but this is the bare minimum that you should have as a business owner. Firstly, you'll have your stacked version. A stacked version is the tallest you can kind of make it. So stacking your words on top of each other, maybe even putting your logo on top if you wanted to, but this is one idea of a classic stacked version with the icon next to it with the text stacked, or you could have this icon on top of the text, or you can have both of those versions. Next, you would have a long version where maybe that it's as long as you can make it. For me, I love doing it with the icon in between or the icon at the start and the text after that, in the long kind of way. Next, you might have a version of your logo that has a tagline. You wouldn't have this with the tagline all of the time, because sometimes when you use that logo, it's going to be far too small to even have a chance of seeing that tagline. So you don't want to have that there all of the time. Next up, you might have your icon by itself. So you can just use that as a favicon or as something really small to reference your brand. And if you want to get super fancy, another recommendation I give to my students is to have a submark. A submark is kind of like an abbreviated version of your logo. When you have an icon, that's really easy to do. Some people like to do this using a monogram of their business. So for example, it could be BB for this brand, and we have like a really cool B kind of pattern, and then that could be the submark. There's 1,000 ways to do a submark, but it's just an alternative version of your logo that's really condensed that you can use when you just don't have much room, or you just want to kind of reference your brand but not have the full logo. And so how did you go? Have you created your logo, and have you done all these things correctly? Or are you thinking about creating your logo and get it right the first time so you can have a logo that stands the test of time? I'm going to give you a summary in a minute to make sure we remind you of everything. But I want to remind you, if you're looking for some help, you don't need to do this alone. You can DIY your graphics while making it professional when you know how. So if you want support, I've got 3 things I want to share with you. If you just want something free to kind of get your creative juices flowing, to learn what design mistakes not to make, to learn how to build a full brand, to see a designer doing and using Canva in action, I would love to invite you to my free masterclass. It's called Design Tools to Get to 100K Online, and I'm going to help you with the design tools to get to 100K online, how to use Canva properly, some really incredible shortcuts, mistakes to avoid if you want to look professional, and so much more. And that's all for free. I'm going to have the link on the screen right now, or the link in the description for you to have a look at. Grab your free spot and come along and start using Canva to grow your business rather than holding you back and wasting your time. Or if you're ready to pay for some support and get this right from the beginning, I'd love to see you in my course, DIY Design My Biz. If you're brand new in business, this is the course that every business owner needs to do. I have over 600 students inside, and inside that program, I take you from start to finish of making your own logo, of making your full brand, choosing your colors, choosing your fonts, making a strategic logo, so many things. Plus, you don't just need your logo and your brand, you need all of those ongoing graphics. So I'm going to give you the templates, the tutorials, the feedback, everything you need to make an ongoing brand that looks professional and grows your business. Or if you are more established in business or have a bit more of a budget, you're welcome to join me in the Co-Creation Design Club. Inside that program, we design with you. We kind of act like your kind of creative director and help you design and do things together. Or if you just want to totally outsource your brand, you're like, Jacqui, this Canva thing was cute, but I don't want to do this, then I actually have a studio team, an agency that can design your brand for you. And so all of those links are in the description for any of those options. But either way, whatever you do, make sure you do this correctly. Make sure that you don't have that complicated icon. Make sure that you're not using Canva elements in your logo design or Canva templates. Make sure that you're saving your file correctly, and make sure that you have all of those necessary variations. When you do these things, you're going to be off to an incredible start. So thank you for joining me for this video. If you haven't already, make sure you hit subscribe, because every week I am coming back sharing with you everyday tips that business owners need to start utilizing branding and Canva to grow their business without wasting their time. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next week for another video. Bye.